Hey guys, Dylan from Noble Records coming at you with another video, doing a heavy rotation video today. I got a handful of really cool records to show you and a couple books. Actually, haven't done that in a while, but I've gotten a couple really cool books lately, so we'll get right into it. Some cool stuff, some rare stuff, and just some good stuff. Let's see, the first one I want to talk about, let me make sure it's in here because this is almost the reason for the video. This Terry Reid's Seed of Memory. I love this album so much. First of all, I have found many copies of this, and I will say the majority of the copies that I have found, I don't know if it's just this region or what, but they either have water damage down here, to where it's like a big tear, like it had been stuck to another record, or a ring, like a ring right here where the center label is, and it's ripped off right here, like right over his eye, right, like that. I have found so many copies like that, and for years the copies I had were destroyed. They were really bad shape, but the discs, are good. But I don't know why just this particular record, I have found more times than not have that. So if anybody knows anything about why that is, let me know, please, in the comments. I would love to know. But this is a fantastic record. Every time I get it, I throw it on, and I'm like, because I know that I love the record. I know that every time I put it on, I love it. But every time I do, I'm like, man, I need to listen to this more often. And I got this one from the Voice of America collection, cleaned it, and threw it on the other night because I'm like, man, this is just a steady going, great record. And oh man, it stuck hard on me. I just can't stop. I've listened to it a few times since last night. And it's just so good. And every time, like I said, every time I spin it, I forget how good it is. And the title track, Seed of Memory, is really good. The one that got me really hard was Brave Awakening. That song, man, I don't know what it is. It's just so good. So like Terry Reid, I mean, everybody knows he's notorious for, he's the one that said no to Jimmy Page. Jimmy Page asked him to be the frontman of Led Zeppelin, and Terry Reid said no. I think he had some other things that he was working on at the time, and I don't think he thought that Led Zeppelin was going to be a big deal, and so he turned it down. And I don't know if he regrets that or not. I'm sure he's talked about it in interviews or something, but I just really wonder the direction that they would have taken if he was the lead singer. But anyways, this album is different than the rest of his albums, but this one stands out. I mean, all Terry Reid's records are great, love them, but this one just really stands out from like a composition, songwriting standpoint. It was produced by Graham Nash, has a ton of great players on it, but man, it's just a really special record. I mean, I posted a clip of it playing on my Instagram, and everybody was commenting like, oh man, on that album, this is my favorite track, that's my favorite track, and they're all different. Just certain tracks, I guess, grab other different people, but it's from start to finish. It's a great album. If you like Crosby, Stills, and Nash, parts of it reminds me of that a lot, and parts of it remind me of Big Star also. But just really amazing record. If you haven't heard this, it's not like a ripper or anything like that, but the songs are so sweet. The production is done so well, and this is just an incredible record. And lately I have not been able to put it down. It's been really high on the listen log. Another one I got is Fields, which I've had this record a few times, and I don't know where it is. I haven't been able to find it. I don't know if I accidentally sold it or what, but got this one from the Voice of America. Really good, like blues rock, psychedelic rock on the Uni label. That's a great one. And then this one's also like, I've had this record a few times, and for some reason, I don't know why, but I just never keep it. I always get rid of it. I think I heard some Lothar and the Hand People stuff a while back, and just every record that I find of theirs, I'm just like, I didn't like it when I heard it, and I just kind of dismissed it. This is one I have not found many copies of, Space Hemm. If I've had it, I haven't had it in a long time. Don't see it very often, and I put it on and listened to it the other night. Man, it is killer. Really good album. So I need to revisit their other stuff to see if I'm missing out, because I very well could be. This one, Dr. Downtrip. This is a band from Belgium. Really good, like hard rock, blues rock, prog type also. But really good. Has that same, reminds me of the JBT Scare Band cover, which this precedes that. So, but anyways, really fantastic record. I just had that on the turntable actually. Let's see what else I got here. The Lewis Connection. This is a funk record that notoriously features Prince. Although I don't know if he's credited. I think he is. Yeah, he is. Background vocals, guitar. Got to Be Something Here. That's the song. Got to Be Something Here. But anyways, I didn't have it for that reason. It's just one that's been on my list. Real funky. There's a guy in the area that there's a bunch of guys in the area that are actually like this. And they dig all the time. And when they find something really cool that they don't want, they bring it in. They're like, hey, this is a really rare record. Will you trade me something for it or whatever? And so he needed some cash, and he had found this for nothing somewhere, and he brought it in, and I gave him a bunch of money for it. So anyways, really cool record, really funky, killer, man, just killer record. And then if you're a Prince collector, that's just kind of in that Prince sphere that you might want, This one. Pacific Sound, Forget Your Dream. This is a... Don't say killer. Everybody makes fun of me for saying killer. But they're just... I don't collect records that aren't killer. Why would I? Really good band from Switzerland. This is a very rare record. It's been on my list for a really long time. I had a chance to get one a few years ago, but it wasn't in really great shape. And I was like, if I'm going to spend a bunch of money on it, I might as well get a nice one. And a buddy of mine was selling this for a reasonable price, and I grabbed it. But really good. Hard rock, psychedelic. It almost like... It sounds krautrock, but it's from Switzerland. But fantastic record, extremely hard to find. Let's see, I'll show you the gatefold. It's a gnarly one. But yeah, that cover just really does it for me. It's a beauty. So Pacific Sound, Forget Your Dream. Yeah, good one. And it got reissued, I think, on Long Hair a while back. Here's another one from the Voice of America. Obviously, a lot of this stuff is Voice of America stuff because I've kind of been really inundated with that stuff. And as I'm selling it, and we've been putting a ton of it on Whatnot, if you guys want a piece of it, we got Whatnot shows running on Sundays and Tuesdays. Go on there. The link is down below in the description. Make sure you get over there and get some. But I've been trying to figure out what I want to sell on Whatnot, what I want to sell in the shop, and then what I want to keep. And I've got maybe, don't tell anybody. Out of 25,000 records that I bought, there's 300 that are in my prospectively keep pile, And that keeps growing and diminishing. Like yesterday, I'm in a little bit of a purge mood. And so yesterday I went through and I picked about 100 out that I'm like, I don't need this. I'm going to let it go today. I'm just going to let this go because I'm running out of space in my room. And every time I feel the walls closing in on me, like I go through a purge and I start purging stuff. And that's really been happening with this Voice of America stuff because in addition to my collection, I have at all times over 1,000 Voice of America records in boxes that I'm putting on Whatnot and Trice and stuff like that. So my room is just getting really claustrophobic right now. And I think I'm sitting at about 8,000 records right now, which is way more than I want to have. I never wanted to have more than 5,000. And I'm going to own a record store for the rest of my life, hopefully. So I'm not going to want less records anytime soon. So I got to figure something out. So I've been going through a little bit of a purge, but hopefully I can purge as many as I'm keeping, and then we'll stay at an even, But anyways, I really don't like to collect more than one copy of each album. But this Peter Green's Fleetwood Mac is one that I've got a like near mint or mint in the shrink stereo copy. But this is from Voice of America. It's got that mono sticker. Anytime you see anything with that mono sticker, a little digging advice, take another look at it, because if it has that mono sticker, usually it bumps up the rarity a little bit more and the value a little bit more, because the mono mix for whichever release you're looking at was so rare that they didn't make a mono sleeve. They had to create that sticker, and they just slap it on a stereo sleeve. That's what this is. But this is a white label promo And it is like super, super, super clean. So I'm going to decide if I'm going to do I keep both? This is a really great record. It's my favorite Fleetwood Mac record, obviously. It's tremendous. I love this album. And so I have a long history with this album. It's a top favorite of mine. So I'm going to keep both. I'm not going to even consider it anymore. Don't try to talk me out of it. They're my records. Stay out of my business. Here's another one. Been listening to a little bit. This is McPhee, amazing hard rocker from Australia. Love this album. It's notoriously hard to get. This is an original Australian press. Very, very, very hard to find. I am very fortunate to have this. But I've been listening to it lately because I have an exclusive of this coming out in February. So like early February. It'll probably be like the first Friday in February or something like that. We have this coming out, an exclusive from Garrison. Really cool green splatter. Also have another exclusive coming, and then George Brigman Jungle Rot. And then maybe even another exclusive. So I got a bunch piling up at once. I didn't have an exclusive in January, so I got to make up for that. But stay tuned. But this is a really great listen. We've been listening to that kind of in the shop to wet everybody's whistle. Another one, I got a couple from my friend Alex here. Shout out to him. Alex is a really cool guy. Stone Circus. It was an incredible psych record that is on that mainstream label that I've been missing. So I've got almost every psych record on the label that I would want. Almost all of them, and this is one that was missing, so very thrilled to add that one to the collection. And this one, Son of David, really cool. Most albums, I think I couldn't have designed that cover. It's too good. This one, I think I could have probably done. This guy's like, I'm not paying much for a graphic design artist. I'm just going to take about 12 seconds to draw my own picture. Anyways, but it reminds me of that amateur sketch. That news blooper where they're like, check out this amateur sketch or whatever. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. Anyways, funny news blooper. That's what this reminds me of. But yeah, really good, like that just typical Christian DIY hippie psych. And it's really good. I really like that type of thing. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. But there's this church hippie psych that was going on like in the early mid 70s, and it has this like kind of wah-wah guitar with not too much fuzz and bite to it. It's really cool. It's charming, I think, but it's cool. I collect that type of thing. I'm a weirdo. I collect a lot of weird stuff for a lot of weird reasons. My brain is not really right. This is another one I found. This Grape Jam, Moby Grape. This is a promo copy, but not only does it have a timing strip, it is also a mono copy. So under that Voice of America tape, it says mono, it says monaural, I think it says. Anyways, but it's a radio station copy over it. I'm trying to read it underneath. I can't remember what it says. But I have a couple that are like that Johnny Cash one's like that. But if you ever see that sticker, it's another one to, it says special mono. That's what it says. I don't know what my brain's thinking. Special mono radio station copy. If you see that sticker, those are usually worth a little bit more because they're the mono mix. And they had to make a special sticker because they didn't make enough covers that say mono. So a little tip for you. Here's another one, Old Man of the Sea. This one's been on my want list for many, many years. Huge one that I've been wanting. It's a prog record from Denmark. It's really good. It's a through and through just good record. There's a lot of shredding in it. There's a lot of like prog soundscapes in it. It's a fantastic gatefold as well. It's on the Sonnet label. Check this out. Pretty cool. But yeah, it's just a very cool prog record from Denmark. It's just been on the list forever. Everything on that Sonnet label is usually really good. So I love that label. Next one, we got Freddy King, My Feeling for the Blues. It is a white label promo. Another one from Voice of America. I'm loving the really clean blues records that I'm getting from the collection. There wasn't a ton of blues, but there was a lot of blues that, you just don't normally get. In this area, I don't normally get a lot of blues. So it's really nice when you get blues, especially when they're white label promos and stuff like that. when I say there's not a lot of blues, I guess there's a lot of blues. I've probably gotten 500 blues records out of there. So that is a lot of blues. But for me personally, I've kept maybe 10 blues records, 15 blues records, just stuff I don't have. This is one really nice white label promo. Love Freddy King. He's the most underrated of the blues kings, and great guitar player. This is a very fun listen. Love that. But I'm a big blues guy. I got a really cool blues collection. I should show it sometime. I just don't, I don't even know what I would show out of it. I say I've got a lot. I've got probably at least 400 blues records in my collection, so I should probably show them. But I've got a lot of great stuff, but I'm still missing some of those major, huge blues grails. I've got the Howlin' Wolf rocking chair. I've got a bunch of good ones, but there's just some I'm missing. Ancient Greece, Women and Children First. This is one I've been after. This is the UK press with this is the original cover. The US has a different cover. It's like animated type thing, but I always try to get the original. Follow the flag. Wherever it was pressed, that's where the band had the most influence, and that's how the release was probably intended to be. So I love this original cover. I've been after this thing for a long time, and they're hard to find over here for a decent price. So a buddy of mine was purging some stuff, and I got that from him. Really nice, clean copy. There's another one, like a little softer on the psychedelic, softer psych, but really good. This is a white label promo. The Charlatans, another one that's been on the list for a really long time, and I found one in there, and it's crazy because it was, everything in the collection is really clean. I pulled it out, and it looked like maybe this one was either played a lot or something. I couldn't tell. Just didn't look as nice as everything else. And I played it on I have a turntable that I play kind of rougher stuff on, and it was just kind of crackly. And I was like, man, I've been wanting this record for a long time. I took it to the shop and put it on the KL, my cleaner, and man, it cleaned it so good. It's like plays mint now. It's really, really nice. It probably hasn't been played. It just probably got some dust in there at some point or something, but really plays well now. This is a great little, a fun listen. Softer side of psych type thing. This is a Toncho Pilatos, Segunda Vez. Original press from Mexico. This is some like Mexican blues rock, hard rock type stuff. Toncho Pilatos has another one. I have it over there in my crate. I should have grabbed it, but they have another one that's like really, really good. But I saw this in when I went to the Austin record show, and I was like, man, I'd like to have that one. But the guy wanted I think he wanted like $200 for it, which is they don't go for that much. So I was like, I'll hold out until I find one for a fair deal. And then I bought this record from this guy in Mexico on eBay a couple months ago. And he was like, hey, I got a bunch of other records. You want to take a look? And he sent me pictures, and this was in there. And I think I got it for $40. So, nice. But, sometimes you got to, some things like, I'll pay up for if I don't think I'm going to see it again. But if it's just crazy, you just wait, You don't have to have it right now. The thrill is in the hunt anyways. Here we go. Another very cool white label promo. I mean, because like this one, a lot of these Colombian, like Two Eyes, a lot of them are red label. Like they didn't do white labels of everything. So when there is a white label, it's kind of a treat. But it's got the timing strip and the white label. This I actually prefer to Folsom Prison Blues as far as live Johnny Cash. I love this album so much. It is so, so, so good. I've listened to it so many times. The reason is, I've told a story before about how I got a bunch of country records when I was a kid. I'll tell it another time. But I had that one. I didn't have Folsom Prison Blues. Or Live from Folsom Prison, I'm sorry. So I had that one, and I listened to it all the time. So I know it like the back of my hand. Man, this is a cool one. Beggar's Pride by Florian Gayer. This is a really cool hard rock record. You don't see it very often. It's on like this private press label. Very, very cool. A lot of wah-wah, a lot of fuzz. Some really smoking guitar work on here. That's a cool one. Very, very rare record. So this is a really rare record. This is Lyle Steese, also known as Vulcan. And this is Hard as a Rock Volume 1, which there's no Volume 2 or anything like that. This is a really weird long story, but this guy named Lyle Steese, and a band called, well, he's kind of known as Vulcan. I guess on here it says Lyle Steese of Vulcan. But this is just some like really gritty DIY psychedelic fuzz. It is really, really weird. This came out in 1981, and they only made like a few hundred copies of this, so it's really rare. They later reissued it with this cover, and the title is just called Meet Your Ghost. So that cover's great. The title's great. I absolutely love that cover. I wish that the original had that cover because it's just such cool artwork. It reminds me of Stone Harbor a little bit, if you know that record, really good. But it's very poor production. Sound like it was recorded in somebody's bathroom or something. But the fuzz psychedelic guitar is so good on it. It's a very cool record. But this is a first pressing. With that, and they just came out with that label and then this stamp. Lyle Steese of Vulcan, Hard as a Rock Volume 1. But very cool record, really, really rare. Shout out to my friend Chris who hooked me up with it. He was selling some stuff, and I had kind of put a little birdie in his ear. I'm like, hey, if you ever sell that, please holla. Last one I'll show, another one I got from him, Survivor, All Your Pretty Moves. Really, really good, like 80s hard rock. You know, it's teetering on the metal side, but really, really good. It's just outlandish guitar solos over the top. Great stuff. That's a cool one. Private press. Tough to find. All the things I always say. All right, a couple books to show you. I'm always down for a cool book. It's cool to research. Not everything's online, you know? And looking at things online isn't as appealing as looking at a book. Look at the size of this book. I don't think I can accurately look at it in comparison to my head. This is a huge book. So this is a book. This is a record, so it still doesn't do it justice. It's just huge. But this is called Pressing News, British Music as It Happened by Richard Morton Jack. Richard Morton Jack did Endless Trip, Galactic Ramble. He has the best resources for if you're into psych or hard to find stuff. Incredible. But this is mostly popular bands, but it has like new press releases, newspaper clippings, promotional posters, labels, test pressings, just like for stuff like the Beatles, the Kinks, them, the Zombies. I mean, just really, really cool. But it even has some stuff like I know I saw Andromeda in there, Vashti's in there. Let's see, Small Faces. Like how I'm fluffing my beard with the pages. Paul McCartney. Anyways, Cat Stevens. But it has like popular stuff, then it has some like more rare stuff. But it's chronological. Pretty Things, Rolling Stones, Nick Drake. Look, it's got all the Nick Drake stuff. So if you're into like UK private press, rock and roll stuff, this is really, really cool. And it just has like very cool, like here's one, Black Sabbath, very cool. So that's a very cool book that I got. I love stuff like that. And this one is called Ancient Artifacts. This one, there's a guy on Instagram, I don't know him, but his name on Instagram is Ancient Artifacts, and he finds like he collects crazy punk stuff, like 7 inches, a lot of the paper stuff, like the flyers and posters and stuff, t-shirts probably, stuff like that. Just collects punk history, and he has like an unbelievable collection. But anyways, he just found, he went into like this abandoned house and found this bass case that said Ramones, and it really belongs to the Ramones. It was a very cool artifact that he found, just like in this, it looked like a rundown crack house that nobody had been in like 20 years. But anyways, all that stuff's on his Instagram. It's very cool. But he put out this book, and I guess it's just, I haven't delved into it too deep, but just like stuff from his collection. So like, flyers, pins, different like promo stuff, really rare 7 inches, t-shirts, just punk stuff, punk history. Like, he has some of the craziest stuff. But yeah, look at like all these posters and stuff. But it's that thick. It's got a bunch of. So those are two. I think those are both like in print. You can still get them. I bought that Pressing News one. I bought that one like 3 days ago, and I just got it. The Ancient Artifacts one, I think it is too. But a lot of times these books go out of print, and then they're really hard to get. Like Endless Trips. Like, I don't know if you wanted to find one, they're hundreds of dollars because they're out of print right now. So anyways, cool resources, very cool books to get. Hope you guys are doing well. Thanks for watching this video, this installment of Heavy Rotation, sponsored by the Blues of America Collection. And Noble Records in downtown Matthews, North Carolina. We're not downtown, but we're kind of close to downtown North Carolina. Have your pet spayed or neutered. We'll see you guys next time.